Hello everyone and welcome back to Banished. I'm going to unpause things. Here on NightGhost49, we are currently playing on the Colonial Charter 1.6. Our small market is about to finish. Now this is the third episode in this series. I've done a little bit of testing outside of actually playing and recording. I've got a little bit better understanding how to stabilize and build a small economy starting off. And I've had a chance now to look at the comments for video 1. So I'm a little behind because of the way this is being released. But I wanted to say thanks everybody for all the support currently. There were a couple cool money said where three-way intersections. That's pretty funny. Choctaw is wondering, like, well, if I'm dying already, he's probably not going to try things yet. I just made mistakes. In all honesty, I just made mistakes. I didn't prioritize food like I should have in that first episode. And then also No Way says, apparently there is a small version of the town hall that we can keep track of things. It's not the gazebo. I need to find it. Town arrival. Used to record and show census data. Does not provide habitus and does not encourage nomads. Okay, so there's this little tiny thing. Town arrival. I'm going to put it in. Let's do that. It takes 20 logs. So I think what we're going to end up getting into immediately is kind of going back to another strategy that I've tried before, which is doing... Let me get my words right. I'm going to do clay and bricks, sand and glass. There we go. Because I can use those as tradable resources. They're worth about 8. And then I think we could also start getting into furniture once the log situation gets even better. Which currently right now, it's doing quite well. And I'm pretty happy with the results. Now we don't have any food production over here, which is the first issue that we need to grab. But also, just so you know, there are some other cool little there's tons of things we haven't even gone over yet. Like, there's this whole section right here with different storage. There's also different cellars that you can put up against your houses. Now, I did a section where I made a house and I gave it a food cellar and like a fuel cellar. And I did it for like 2 rows of houses. They ended up only using 1. And then when I put in the small market, they just used that. So I think we will only use those maybe 1 per section or 1 in an area where there's no, where I don't want to build a whole market, right? And I don't want to actually have anybody work it or be there. I think we will do it there. So I know that some people may have actually brought that up and or I've been thinking about that as I've been playing the game. So don't worry, I saw that. I've been playing around with it, but we're not going to mess with it for now. Let's check the census. Holy crap, it does work. We're outproducing for food. I've just built more things so we can actually do more of that. Let's see. Let's go with graphs. Oh my gosh, I love graphs. 5 years. Food is the highest priority. We're jumping up and down because we're growing. And inventory. Okay, good. Oh, I need this. We've got clay. We've got tons of charcoal. Charcoal and the coal burners, again, are my favorites. And they're just amazing. They're just going to work out so well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say, let's do clay. Let's work it. Put a second person here. Let's get more clay going. And we're going to build more of these brickworks. Now, currently, we don't have a ton of lumber. We have 44, and it does take a little bit of lumber to actually get that up and going. It only takes 15, but it takes 60 clay. So we're gonna hit our clay a little bit there, but we're gonna let that finish along with the other items over here. Now we do have the iron ore area. How much iron ore do we currently have? 300. We're okay for a bit, but we do need stone. We're actually really low on stone, which is unfortunate. And I'm really tempted to turn off this woodcutter. You know what? I think I am. I'm just going to turn it off. I don't even care. Let's turn it off. We'll leave it there. We won't break it down. The small refinery making furnace fuel. How are we doing on furnace fuel? 18. I actually need to turn that right back on. So we'll move that worker from here to there because we want to continually produce iron and get those things rocking and rolling. Now, very quickly, we're going to get into copper, and then we're going to get into tin, and I'm really excited about that. But with that being said, this first level goes down extremely quickly. You need to start making some way to make candles very, very fast. And the apiary will help with that. We need to do a candlery, a chandlery, or however you pronounce that. I never know how to pronounce that particular one. But we'll do that as well. So let's check on leather. We're down to 10. I think I'm going to leave it at 50 right now. How are we doing on tools? We're at 50 limit. I'm going to beef that up to 150 just to get ahead of the curve. Now, have we finished the buildings out here? We have finished one, which is the hunting cabin. I'm going to put 2 more people on there because food is paramount, and we're kind of barely overproducing, and I want to expand a lot quicker. Because currently we've got 1 male, Let's go ahead and do a check. 2 males, 1 female, I guess 1 girl. I'm getting all technical. 1 female. Oh, yeah, you're not going to have any kids. Oh, that sucks. Again, I'm kicking myself so hard for screwing that up. Let's go ahead and build a couple more homes out this way. Yeah, let's do 1, and probably going to need 2, but I don't want to block this off so people can't access it. Let's do the check where we actually see where everybody's working. See, we need more people right there. So we'll let those finish as well. We are completely out of stone, which kind of sucks. Oh, this takes firewood. That's right. Okay, so the furnace fuel, we need to switch it to charcoal because we're making charcoal over here. And this produces a ton. It's so efficient. I love it. And we'll keep this open and ready in case we do need more stuff. We did reset the limit to, let's set it to 800. And this will start working now, making more furnace fuel so that we can smelt the ore to make iron, to rock and roll and continue to go that way. So we did take some of the lumber over here, some of the logs, and then we're building this up as well. This is probably becoming a little bit more efficient, 170. I think we can get this into the around 300 to 400 mark, and that's where it kind of caps in its efficiency. So these houses are really going to help. Oh, we're just out of stone. They're going to help with expansion and additional production. Let's go ahead and just grab those stone. And we will queue up these to be grabbed as well. Whatever, it'll be fine. Okay, let's take a look at food and all that good stuff. So graphs and food's kind of meh, but production's where we really want to look. So we're outproducing right now because we've increased our output for the hunter. Look at this fishing dock. This is an awesome fishing dock. I'm so glad that we made this. Still kind of kicking myself for losing that first settler, but that's okay. Live and learn, right? So this market's going to make life a lot easier for them, allow them to actually move things around much quicker, and they're just going to be happy, honestly. So, what are we low on? Yeah, stone. Yeah, we know stone is low. Goodness. That's why we need to start trading. That's why we need to have some kind of viable resource right now to get us rocking and rolling. Now, we can sell charcoal because we're going to start making a decent amount of it. It's only worth 3. It's not even worth 4, what firewood is worth. So keep that in mind. It's not as good. It's not as efficient. But, I don't know. It's getting there, right? But the glass and the bricks are worth 8. So they're going to be worth even more. Which, let's take a look here real quick at inventory. Clay, 338. We're not doing any bricks right now, right? So we're not going to be looking at that. Now, once we get the venison up and going too, I can make a butcher shop for venison, so that'll help out too. That'll produce more food, and it'll start to produce tallow, which will help us make candles. So as you can see, look, we're already starting to, we were at like 95 or 96 when we started this video, and we're already at 93 with one person working it. One person. It's just insane. Let's just increase some of these limits. I don't want to accidentally hit a limit and not know or think about it. All right. I think we could start making bricks because we're doing okay on the fuel, and our logs are doing very, very well. So let's go ahead and employ one more person. We'll get the bricks actually going. And since we've got a decent amount of logs, I think I'm going to go ahead and get some shore houses in. And these shore houses are actually a little more versatile than they were in the previous update. Like you can go in a lot more to your shoreline and build them, and they're really just better. I don't know how else to put it. They're just better. I'm going to go ahead and pause maybe like 2 of these and let them finish the others. We'll get them built like we always do, right? If we don't have enough people to work it, what do? You gather resources and you build up more places for people to work. So I'm going to actually have more people to Gatherer's Hut because those are so good. They're still amazing. We had more people pairing off. They're going to start having kids. So we're doing good there. See, those are employed close. Those are employed close. And those are employed really close, too. That's actually really good. And some of them are going over there. Interesting. I did not think that would happen. So we could do another house out here to help alleviate some of the issues. But we do have some building going on right there. We are going to start making some brick. Now, again, with trading, which I can't believe we've been 3 episodes in and I'm just now getting into this. There are multiple different types of trading. There's your normal trading post that brings kind of everything. There's also the farm supply, which brings livestock and seeds. These are very good to get started with. We also have the industry supplier, which does, raw goods like iron ore, tools, stone, things like that. And then you also have the chartered company, which I haven't messed with yet, but it does a bunch of different goods, and these items are ordered on demand and incur an 8% tax. Oh yeah, so they're more expensive. You also have the bootlegger, which I haven't messed with, and we can't do yet until we start making money. And then also the smuggler's dock and the native trader, which I don't need to worry about the native trader in this one. Okay. So our supply line for fuel is looking okay, but we dip pretty hard, which means I really do want to build one more brickworks. And should we put it over here? Now, you know what? If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So let's put it over here with the other brickworks, and we'll let that finish. And we'll make that charcoal, and we'll just increase the limit. Because charcoal is getting pulled here, it's getting pulled for all the homes. It's more efficient, so we're doing just fine. Now, food is kind of just sitting meh. It's not doing the best because we have more people. In fact, we can take a look at the graph, and it's just kind of not doing much. And we are out producing, but I think because we built homes, it pulled more food in to actually like help those people out. Now, I do have one person working this, so they're going to help alleviate some of the issues here. If we were really worried, we could build some of the cellars down here to help with these guys with food, but I really don't think it's an issue. I think being that close to the small market with that radius going all the way out to here, we're going to be fine. So let's go ahead and get this guy doing charcoal. There we go. And then we're going to have this guy do sand. We'll employ one more person. We'll turn this one off. We're doing fine with logs again, so let's go ahead and unpause these two to get the shore houses built up. Okay, so like I said, I want to get into these other things like the homeware supplier and then also the building supplier. I really want to get into all those. We could get into the building supplier first. Actually, we can get into both of those very quickly with the amount of stuff that we have. Stone's the one limiting factor that we're kind of hurting on right now, but I want to get into it here soon. But I think for now we want to get an industry of something to sell at the trade post, which is why I've been pushing for the clay and I've been pushing for the sand to get more glass and things like that. So build some roads around here just to help out. It might be a good idea to put a well out here, actually, which is going to take 40 stone. Whatever. They're close to the water. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're not the most educated people in the world, but they can figure it out. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Kind of had a yawn there. It's a little late tonight, but I was pretty excited and I decided to go ahead and record some Banished tonight. All right. So what we're going to need to do is let's get the industry up, but then we also want to make sure we have a couple spots for trading. And I'm going to start with the farm supplier because it's going to bring in seeds and things like that. Some of these areas are really nice, but we knew we'd be using them for trading. Okay, and I'm going to pause it immediately. I don't want them to build that yet. I just want to plot it out, which is something that I've been trying to do more, is instead of just waiting for everything to be kind of perfect and ready to build immediately. Like, you can actually do some planning, and it's taken a bit to drill into my head. I think we're low on lumber. Yeah, we're down to 14. We're going to actually have to turn that back on. So we're going to switch this to lumber from logs, hit work, add another person, and there we go. They're going to rock and roll. Let's do a population check. They're 50. Oh gosh, I hope that doesn't mess something up. I don't want them to move in. Oh well, we're just gonna have to live with it. Okay, so this is gonna take another 16 stone. Let's go ahead and get 2 of those bad boys built. We'll get those rocking and rolling. Let's check on the clay. How are we doing on clay? We've gone down quite a bit, but look how much bricks we have. How many bricks we have, not how much brick we have. And then we've got a little bit of sand coming in, but not a ton. So I have 5 extra laborers. What I would like to do is let's make sure the logs are capped off. Let's not forget about that because we are pulling on them a little bit more. But we want to make sure food is okay as well. We're doing all right. We're out producing right now, so we can do some expansion. So yeah, we're out producing by 900 a year. So we're on the upswing. We're doing good. All right. So who moved in? That's awesome, and I think we could have more. And I'm just going to keep going. I really feel like I hit a bit of a snag with not keeping track of that, and it's kind of a bad situation to be in. Let's take a look at inventory real quick. I just thought about this iron ore. We're down another 100 just from the last like 10 minutes that we've been in here. So I think what I'm going to do is turn on this for iron ore, put one person in it, and we'll be good. So reserve of stone is a bit low because I've been building some of these. Now these are already built. What I think I want to do is drop down the builders and get this guy to do clay. We'll turn it back on, have him go in there because I'd rather the supply line there not stop. And clay is down to 38. Holy crap. Yeah, so we need to make sure we manage that well enough. So good. They're pairing off. They're in the teens. This is fine. It's kind of where we need to be. So hopefully we're going to start to stabilize even more. Let's do some roads so we don't kind of mess up having some planning going on here because it really does help. We can do roads all along here, even though this is a mine. We can just place them all along here, which is nice. Gives people an efficient path to go to. Plus, I think it looks better. I really do. All right, so this old castle is only 5% full. Now, the market helped with that, right? But I don't think I need to build a barn or anything else over here right now. Now, what are we capped on? Oh, we're capped on the fuel limit. Let's do 1,000. I'm going to keep just bumping that up. And we're at 2,000 for the materials limit, which is actually not that high. I'm going to put that at 8,000, just so we don't have to worry about it. I don't want industries to stop because they feel like they're done. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the best use of their time. So these stockpiles are also competing for space here. So I don't... Normally I would be building more and barns and things like that. But this old castle's throwing me for a loop. It's actually helping us out quite a bit. And I wasn't anticipating that. 70 sand. I don't know. It's not that great. We've got the small furnace fuel thing. It's actually keeping up with the demand for smelting iron. And then also creating brick as well, which is kind of crazy. There we go. Creating brick. But the charcoal. Okay, well, charcoal's good. Yeah, we're good. I just wonder if we're going to be able... We're going to have to beef that up a little bit more. Furnace fuel, meh. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. So I set the limit for tools at 150. And it's slowly creeping up there. But I think we can look at production for tools. Yeah, well, we produce more than we use. So I think we're fine. We're not going to need to worry about that. We're going to be okay. Okay, so again, let's do one more thing. Let's look and see what our inventory is. Brick, see, I've only got like 100 brick. I don't... This is not a booming industry yet. This will be us crawling. We'll just be crawling the whole time. So why don't I just get another clay worker, make sure none of these run out. We'll keep that industry going and keep it feeling a little bit better. How are we doing on iron, bringing in iron for one person? How much do they bring in for stone? 27 a year? I mean, that's not great, let's be honest. That's why we need to start trading. We need to start bringing in resources. But we have to have something. You know, if we can bring in something that gives us leather and wool, that'll help out a ton. It'll allow us to make more coats. Maybe we could sell those coats. It'll give us more food. Just a lot more options are what we're looking for. And if we could buy fruit or seeds, we could start bringing in, wheat and start making a ton of food and do some really heavy expansion. Or, if we bring in peaches or plums, we could start doing mead or grapes for wine. We could start bringing those in. So, in my opinion, getting some form of industry to actually go out and trade is the biggest hurdle that you're going to have to deal with. And you always kind of have been there, not in the vanilla game, but in Colonial Charter. I think that's the biggest hurdle that you have, but it's more exasperated. Anyway, it's a lot larger in this version of the mod than I've seen in the previous versions. So just my kind of thought initially, as I've gotten 3 episodes in and actually put in a couple more hours just on my own on a test game, and you hit a bit of a lull where you don't have an industry going, and it sucks. It's just not good. Like, there's no other way to put that. And we need to do more houses already. It's just... So that's my kind of warning, right? Is if you're playing and you're wanting to get rocking and rolling, stabilize your food, make sure your tools are good and your clothing is good, and then build out from there. Logs, super, super important. Super important. Cannot even stress that enough. Because that'll allow you to give yourself an industry to work with. At this point, if I was more patient, I'd give this maybe another 5 years. We could be doing charcoal and firewood, full production. I could be building something else out here. We have enough people. We actually could start building out there a bit more. But I want to do something a slight bit different because we're still going to run into issues of not having stone. But once these buildings are here, as long as they don't burn down, you're fine. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I will record another episode tonight with this because I feel like I should just keep going with it. We need to crank these out as quickly as we can so that we can understand the mod, and really so everybody can kind of have a lot of fun and not struggle or feel like, you know, Banished is a little unforgiving, and I don't want people to feel frustrated with it. Let me get frustrated with it. Let me figure out all the weird little things. Plus, other people are going to say stuff in the comments that are going to help out too. So, all right, guys, thanks everybody for joining. Please leave a comment. I really appreciate those. I know that, just a quick little shout out, the Noble Rambler, he made a comment in the first video. I would definitely go check him out. He is probably going to be doing a series. He's been testing it. I know he's been very busy lately, so I would go to his channel, subscribe. He seems like a really nice guy. We've chatted a little bit. That seems like he's a nice guy. Go check him out. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Later.